What's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of Bricks and Toys. And in today's episode, we continue our sample platter of 2026, which is indulging in just a little set from each lineup of Lego. Well, not each lineup of Lego, but the ones that I like the most, and seeing how 2026 is hitting so far. We've checked out the Speed Champions, not too bad there. We've gone down Icons, definitely not too bad there. And we've gone down Marvel, which I think is already the best set of 2026. So now, without further ado, we need to check out how Star Wars is bringing it so far in 2026. I just love a new year. New Lego means new parts, new ideas, new sets. We all know what it is, and it's awesome. The set we're with today is set number 75440. It's an 18 and older set. It's the AT-AT Midi-Scale. It has 525 pieces, and it does retail for $64.99. And as of the time of filming this, it is currently on back order, which means I did the right thing by buying this set and waiting in line 2 hours to do so. And that's not even counting the time it took to open the store. Now, the AT-AT Walker is one of those Lego sets that I like a lot, but there's one giant problem with an AT-AT Walker. Those gosh darn legs. Those legs are a pain to get right. I have the 2021 Play AT-AT Walker, and it is always a tipsy, wobbly set, acting like it's drunk all the time when I gotta move it. I couldn't imagine how the UCS version is. I would think it would be probably a little bit better, but I am hoping with a Midi-Scale version, it just eliminates the whole problem with the legs altogether. We get good posability, we get a nice look, and it's sturdy, and it just ends the whole thing right then and there with having a giant AT-AT Walker with weird legs, and not to mention a good place to put it. It's like once you have the UCS version or the Play version, it is so damn huge. Now let's go over this box and let's see what we can gain from looking at it and seeing what we got going on here. This being an 18 and older set, it is a black box, greeble bottom. It is done in the normal Star Wars fashion. But looking at the set imposed on the box, we can see that we have a stand with this set, which is common for the Midi-Scale starships, now I guess vehicles. And we can see that the legs are not straight up and down. They are kind of going in a walking fashion, as that X-Wing is coming around to loop around the legs, which looks just excellent. The body of it looks very dumbed down and simplified. Overall, the detail on this just looks really freaking good, and it might actually replace my 2021 Playscale AT-AT if it keeps going as good as it looks on the box. Now let's continue to take a look at the box. We have country of origin and our do not eat it on this side. Going on over here to this side, we got a front shot of the AT-AT, and the head does look straight on this side of the box, where this one looks kind of angled. So there might actually be a little bit of posability with this set, not just its pose you see on the box. So we will see that soon. Going to the top of the box, we have the set in a different language, 1-to-1 of one of the side of the legs. And then coming over here to the bottom of the box, we have our app.com information, all of that, recycling information, Legal Eagles barcode, and all of that. And then moving to the back of the box where we get the meat and the potatoes of the set, we have a picture from The Empire Strikes Back. And then we have a diagram up there at the top telling us that this is going to be 6.5 inches tall and about 7.5 inches wide. So I think it's going to be, well, almost the size of this box. And I think that is the perfect dimensions for this set, because if you live in a small space like I've had to move into in the last 2 years or so, you need all the space you can get, but you don't want to water down your collection and lose a lot of crucial canon sets of Star Wars. And when they do nice adult Midi-Scales, things like this, we could amp up our collection, get all of our favorite canon sets, and not have to lose them. And that's just excellent. Now, there really isn't anything left to do other than let's unbox this set. Let's see what we have in terms of this build. Looking at this box, we have 2 punch tabs right here, and we're just going to go ahead and pull one open. That should do the trick. And there we have it, giving you the first look inside of the box. It seems filled just fine. And then we can do our pour. And there we go. So let's see if we have stickers or anything with this. The book is not protected. It is loose in the box. Here is our bags. We have 4 simple bags. So we have a 1, a 2, a 3, and a 4. I don't see any stickers, guys, so that's a good deal right there. Now, looking at our book, we do have our QR code to get our 20 points. This being an 18 and older set, I am hoping to have some information about the AT-AT Walker. And yes, we do. We got some stuff from the movie, probably things about the design. Yep, all the things that we would come to expect. And then we begin our build on page number 9. Then here at the back of the book on page 103, and step 195, we have our final step, which is hooking that little rope around the snow speeder to finish decorating the set. So 195 steps and 103 pages gets this one built. And that's all we really have on this kit. Usually I do like to talk a little bit more about things, but I just don't see a lot of discussion when it comes to an AT-AT Walker. It is what it is type of build, and it's always a fan favorite. I am super excited to actually get this one in my collection and maybe let go of my 2021 AT-AT Walker, because this looks a lot smaller and it looks a lot more neater with the posed legs on that display stand. But we'll see how it all goes in the review segment, which you guys get to see right now. Let's dive into our review of the 75440 Midi-Scale AT-AT. And let's just start by going over it and just let you guys get a good look nice and up close. All of the prints that you see are printed elements, not stickers. We have very nice Greebolt accents all over this. It looks really good. We have a nice little rope going around the legs tied to that snow speeder that we see coming around. That is a nice little micro build, kind of like what you would get with an advent calendar. And it looks really good tied in with this set. Now, let's get in a little bit closer and let's start with the legs and work our way up to the top. Starting off with our base, we have a nice black stand, and it does have a little printed 4x4 tile piece with some studs that says Star Wars AT-AT. Looking at the bottom of it, we can see that we have 3 connection points for our feet, and that's how it's held in there, and it's really sturdy. Likely the most sturdiest AT-AT Walker so far. Coming up the legs, this leg is different. The other 3 are all the same, but the idea behind the 4 legs are all the same, using these printed 2x2 tiles that are round, these Greebolt pieces that you see on the feet, and the same bases as the feet. The only thing different with this foot compared to the other 3 is that angle that makes the foot like that. It does not move anywhere besides down in here and up here if you did want it to move. The pieces used in the legs are mostly 2x2 type elements, squares and stuff of that nature, and unique pieces. And they are greebled in very nicely, and they are finished off on the back side, as you can see here. So there is no negative studs that you can see, and it gives it a really nice 18 and older polished look. Car antennas and other little clip things make up the bottom of the feet where they connect into the actual feet, so basically the ankles of the set, as you guys can see here. And then we have those big round bricks down here to make the actual pads of the feet, with some cheese slopes for all of the greebling. That rope piece is connected in right here, and it wraps all the way around. Then there is that clear minifigure piece right here that holds in that advent calendar style snow speeder, and it's done perfectly. I think that looks really great when you pull it out from a distance. Going into the actual body of the AT-AT, taking a look down here, we can see some negative studs and all of that where you build it, but that's mostly hidden. Looking at the front, we do have a little Greeble 2x2 element right there, and we can get an idea of how this head is attached to where it can sway back and forth. That is your majority of your movement with the set. Everything else is made with these tile elements with some studs, some with not. It's really basic stuff. Triangular plates and all of that. There is a 1x1 element right here to kind of greeble the top, and then there is different elements used to make that center section so it's not all smooth and boring. And then coming over here to this side, it's the same thing as the other side. Looking at the back, we can see that the butt is greebled in with a little car element right there, and some of these other little elements to give it some nice detail. The micro detail of this Midi-Scale build is what makes it an 18 and older set, in my opinion, and it makes it like a little miniature UCS set, and it looks really good. Taking a look at the head now, more triangular elements, tile elements, car antennas, these little wrench elements right here. They go into the front for the shooters. We have some translucent red for the front windshield of the unit, and the same stuff goes on over here. There are some Easter eggs hidden into the set, and we can see those by removing these panels. Let's remove one of them. And then we got some more under here by removing the top panel. So let's go ahead and do that. So removing the side piece, as we see here, we can get a good look inside of how this is built, and it is a very strong build. We have lots of techniques hidden inside here, weird things built in weird angles, but it makes it to where it's nice, but it does take away its interior. But with these Midi-Scale ships and vessels and all of that, we can see these white little stacked studs. Well, these are your stormtroopers being transported inside of the set. I like to think this white, red, and green is a resemblance of Octan, the fuel within Lego. That is a little Easter egg there. And then coming into the actual cockpit of the set, we can see that we have basically an AT-AT driver, and I believe general veers as well with these two stacks of studs. And that is pretty much all that we can unpack from this set. It is a 525 piece set, so there's not too much to go over. So let's go ahead and let's put it back together and wrap up this video. Now, bringing this video to a close for y'all, I do want to just start off by just showcasing that this is by far the most durable AT-AT walker ever made, as it is completely with two hands. I think if you let go of it, it might actually, no, you can do it with one hand, hold it upside down. Take that, Dairy Queen. But it's nice that you can do this and it stays intact, and you don't got to worry about those legs breaking or any of that stuff. It's a really detailed build. I am actually very happy with it. The only thing that I really have to say bad about it is, well, this is my hand. I'm a larger guy. This set is the size of my hand. Now, that's good and bad. It's good in the sense of, well, if you have limited space like I do, at least you get a little something something in an adult fashion for your collection that fits. But you are paying $65 for 500 pieces of Lego that's the size of your hand. And for some of us more petite folks, like my wife, probably two hands. I guess that makes it a better deal. I definitely think a set like this should have been more closer to around $50 or $55. I think $65 is really pushing it, but I definitely had to pay the money to find out. I do not have absolutely any gripes with the set. I can't ask for much with the scaling of it, and in terms of detail, they covered up the back of the studs on the legs, so everything looks tiled, everything looks smooth. They added the right parts to give the right studs to where they should be on all the angles and all the plates on the sides, so you do still know that it's Lego. I really think that they nailed it with this set. The only thing that they didn't nail it with is that Star Wars tax price. But there is no stickers. It is extremely durable. So I guess we could compromise a little bit and just let it slide. But that is purely subjective and up to you guys. If you guys want to do it, it's not going to be a bad build. I did do this build in under an hour and a half, I want to say. And it was only 5 bags to get done, as we saw in our prior segment. So it is not even an afternoon build for the money. And that's something to also notice. I do recommend the set, but I really recommend it if you can get it at a discount. Other than that, go ahead, check it out. You're going to enjoy it, and I think it's going to be an excellent display piece. And there's not too much more to say about it than that. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider the subscribe button to follow along with everything that we do here. As usual, hit the thumbs up, the like button, drop your comments down below. Did you get this? Are you stuck on back order? Are you excited for it? Just fire away in the comment section below. Love to talk with you guys about it. Up next on the channel, we are actually taking a little bit of a break from Lego and checking out some brick sets from another brand that I've been enjoying a lot recently since August. So make sure you stay tuned for that, and you all have a good one, and thank you for watching.